A Black FedEx driver is suing his employer, the city of Brookhaven, the Brookhaven police chief, and a white father-son duo for $5 million in damages after he was chased and shot at while he was delivering packages.
Yeah, the lawsuit claims FedEx subjected 25-year-old DeMontario Gibson to desperate treatment because of his race by attempting to coerce him into delaying filing any charges with the Brookhaven police by attempting to force Gibson to work the same route where the traumatic incident took place, and by demanding more than once that Gibson return to work following the incident. FedEx has denied these claims. Back on November 15th of 2022, the father-son duo were indicted for attempted murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and for shooting into a motor vehicle. They both pleaded not guilty.
According to U.S. Treasury Department researchers, quotes, white taxpayers reap more than 90% of the tax breaks for capital gains, charity deductions, and small business exemptions. The fact that black taxpayers are less likely to own their own homes comes at a cost. White families benefited from mortgage interest deductions most overall, but wealthy black families actually met or surpassed other upper middle class taxpayers of all races. Black families also disproportionately benefit, as do Hispanic families, from the Earned Income Tax Credit. Now, the IRS doesn't collect racial data when people file their tax returns, so the Treasury used secondary information like zip codes to estimate the likely race of a filer.
And the recent layoffs sweeping across the tech industry is gutting diversity and inclusion departments and is now threatening the pledge made by many of these companies to boost underrepresented groups in leadership. Now, according to reports, listings for DEI roles were down 19% last year, a bigger decline than legal or general human resource jobs. Only software engineering and data science jobs saw larger declines at 24% and 27% respectively. According to sources, professionals who lost their jobs in recent weeks at Amazon, Meta, Twitter, and others say they expect their responsibilities will go to former colleagues who remain or to employee resource groups, which often don't get compensated for that work.
On the eve of Black History Month, the nation's largest black-owned bank, One United Bank, is announcing its new empowerment network with more surcharge-free ATMs than any other bank in the country. The Empowerment Network also includes One United Card Command to empower customers with more control over One United Bank Visa debit card. Customers can instantly turn on and off their cards, get real-time transaction notifications, add their card to their digital wallet, set travel plans, and even set spending limits in the mobile banking app. One United now has over 100,000 surcharge-free ATMs, including Chase Bank and Citibank branches, and neighborhood retailers such as 7-Eleven, Costco, CVS, Target, and Walgreens.
And the Biden administration says a record 16.3 million Americans have signed up for health care insurance plans through the Affordable Care Marketplace during this year's open enrollment period, beating last year's signups by 13%. Under the new policies enacted during the pandemic, which were renewed through 2025 in the climate, tax, and health care bill passed last year, subsidies increased at every level of income. Americans earning less than $42,000 for a family of four are eligible for free health plans that come with low deductibles and co-payments before the change. Many such people could get free plans on the Obamacare marketplaces, but only with very high deductibles. This year, there were particularly large increases in signups in states like Texas, Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina.
More health news. Doctors are giving more reasons to cut back on junk food. They say it may actually rewire the way your brain manages your appetite and calories. Hello. A new study published in the Journal of Physiology suggests fatty foods can restrict your ability to regulate your calorie intake and your appetite. Researchers say after 10 to 14 days of a high-fat diet, cells connected to the gut can fail to act, which can cause a delay in how the stomach can empty itself out. This is compared to a 3 to 5 day exposure of the same diet that sets off a normal reaction of the cells. Now, Courtney, you know I have been on this Whole30 diet for a whole week and a half. Haven't really had any carbs, any added sugar. And I actually feel good. The sugar cravings have lessened. I'm not going to say I don't have them. I'm just going to say that they've lessened. Right? You know, Steve came in here with cookies just yesterday. I really wanted to have those cookies, Steve, but I'm trying to do good. And so, you know, this story is a motivator. You know, the junk food may not be all that good for the noggin.
Well, I mean, you know, when you get back to eating, you might look like those folks on the B-roll that had me chuckling while you were doing your reading. Look, I think everything in modification. I know, you know, as I've gotten a little older, you know, 50 plus, some, you know, junk food items don't agree with me as they used to. I can't do the hot and spicy stuff too much anymore. But I love just a good junk-filled day sometimes. And then you have to shore that thing up and make sure you put some of the healthier stuff back on in there, but it's so good.
It is so good.
Food is so good, and they know it's good. And I honestly think they put very, you know, addictive ingredients up in there. Mainly, see, I'm not a sweet person. I'm a savory, spicy person. So it's chips and things like that. You can have the cakes and cupcakes and things like that, but it's like the chips and the crunchy and the sour and the salty.
I miss my gummy bears. I miss my salt and pepper
Well, ain't
chips.
nobody told you to go on the 30 for 30. What is it called?
Whole30.
Oh.
Whole30. And you know what I really love this time of year?
What?
Stew peas.
Okay.
Jamaican stew peas. Yeah. This is the weather for it. You know, we got a whole lot of snow yesterday.
Okay.
A nice big old bowl of stew peas would have did me right. You see, I'm over here just.
Well, I hope it works.
Holding on to these thoughts because I ain't holding on to a bowl.
In the meantime, we had nice vegetable soup. You know, okay.
Coming up, a school is demanding
really
money
good.
for improvements to their campus.
Chicken chili, so good. We'll tell you which university is saying enough is enough when it comes to keeping their school clean. We'll have that and more coming up. FOXSOUL's Black Report. Chili with the cornbread.